Hey boys, welcome back to some more Nrl Supercoach. It's going to be the final major buy review, and we had honestly, it was a strange week. Well, not a strange week, but I didn't know how I fared. I went, not that I went really hard in the buys, but I had good numbers. I thought I had a good team on paper. Obviously some duds thrown in. The overall scores were pretty solid, but it was like one of those ones where obviously there were a couple of monster scores which I didn't own. The big one being KO weeks. It's one of the weeks play. I can't be annoyed because honestly I wasn't even thinking about going KO weeks. The people that jumped on, congrats. Like he went huge. I think he finished updates on like 150 odd points. Massive. And it felt like it's one of those ones where like you look on Twitter and stuff and everyone's like showing their team with KO Weeks as vice captain and captain, and it felt like everybody had Weeks, but I think it wasn't that many people. Obviously he wasn't like brought in by the absolute masses, so it felt bad not owning him and a couple other big scorers, but overall we scored really well. As you can see, we jumped up another 200 spots, which I feel pretty good about. I feel pretty good. I thought we would hold pretty steady, maybe even drop a few spots, but yeah, we had a good team overall. So let's go through how we scored. Our trade-ins were like fine. Sand and Smith, unfortunately, only the 38 points. He did downgrade a little bit. He had a bit of a shocker first half. He looked dangerous in the second half. He was close to busting up a few times. Looked okay, but obviously the scoring did not dictate that. Mamazulis was a late draw. Yeah, basically a late dropping, which was, it was honestly good. I was sort of happy about it because you're not going to lose cash. But now, unfortunately, Brendan Smith has done I think updates were a syndesmosis ankle injury after the lodge tackle, which I think people are carrying on. I think that the tackle was fine. It's just very unfortunate for Smith, who was coming back from a serious knee injury. He's going to miss a bunch of footy now, so Mamazulis probably comes back onto the bench, which I was sort of happy he wasn't going to be. So that's a little bit annoying, honestly. Also, update, apparently Sam Walker is going to be back this week, which is, I gotta be honest, that's also thrown a bit of a spanner in the works. I was really hoping we would get one more week for Sand and Smith, and then he'd be like an easy trade to Connor Watson, Harry Grant, take your pick, but we might have to pull the plug this week, depending. We'll see if, that was just the talk. He might not pull up for it. We'll see what happens. Terrell May, 94 points, coming up against his old club. I guess it was expected he was going to have a monster game. It's one of those ones where like Terrell May is like such a non-factor this year because everybody owns him, but he's having like one of the absolute fucking standout years of all time as a prop, right? Playing every game, massive minutes, scoring. He's averaging 86. Like, it's unreal, but it really doesn't matter because everybody owns him. The back row, pretty solid. Kolomatangi, 67. Viliami Kikau, 69. Honestly, he did jag that try, which I was happy about. Watching this game was pretty frustrating because he didn't touch the ball for like the first 20 odd minutes. So honestly, I'll take the 70 points. He got bailed out by a bit of a try there, but they just, oh my God, Galvin would not fucking give him the ball. I was losing my mind watching that first half, but he was still pretty solid. I still feel pretty good about having Kikau. I'm going to feel a lot better when Burden goes back to the left side, and I don't know what they're going to do with Galvin, but yeah, their left side attack was fucking in shambles. That game, they didn't use him at all well. But yeah, still got that lucky try and got 70, so I'll take it. Zach Hosking punched out another really solid score, 67. Did he drag a try? I honestly can't remember. I know his base stats were really good this game. Did he get a try? What did he do this game? Nah, just really good base. 40 tackles. Plenty of runs. Honestly, like Hosking is becoming all those dud weeks, even though they weren't even that bad. Like, he was like, 43 not great, but then a 54, a 61, that's fine. He did get a try there. And then 47, 106, 67. So he has done his job. He scored really well in 17 and 18, which I needed him for, and I'm loving it. So I don't know. It's interesting now with Hosking, like, do I trade him? I probably still do, but we don't have to. I don't know. We'll obviously have a look at Hosking. He's a guy that I'm not going to be playing any weeks going forward, apart from any major issue injury-wise. But yeah, he's probably at a good price now to trade. He probably is still the guy to trade to one of these guys like an Angus Crichton I really like. There's not that many other back rows I'm like a must-haves, but yeah, he still could be. Eli Katoa, 68 points. Solid enough. Kane Bradley, we did end up bringing in for Lockie Hubner. Obviously, there was a bit of... Yeah, I didn't even mention it, but there was a lot of carnage. I sort of forgot about that. Pappenhausen out. Billy Smith out. Who else was out? I guess for me, Malazoulis also dropped, but wasn't that big a deal. But yeah, Billy Smith and Pappenhausen. But then Mamazoulis, it did... I was like, who do I actually trade now for Bradley? I was potentially going to nuff out Mamazoulis, but then I was like, he's not even going to lose cash, so I don't think we really need to bother with it. Billy Smith, I was looking at like, maybe you just nuff out basically Billy Smith and get Bradley in, but then honestly, I'm really happy with still trading out Hubner. Hubner, I think, got 35 points. He dropped another like 20, 30k. So yeah, I'm happy with the trade. I mean, Bradley, 38 points. It could have been more. He had a couple of sniffs at the try line. It's one of those weeks. It was a sort of a free play at Bradley. If he scored a couple of tries, goes 70 plus, it would have felt very good. But, he got 38. I'll take it. He did score more than Hubner. So I think our lowest score, was King Tongia. I forgot about King Tongia. Going down, Jerome Hughes, 58. Obviously, not a great game to bring in Hughes, but it did feel like, obviously at the end of the day, we can look back and be like, I should just held the trade, or I guess trade in fucking KO Weeks for Metcalf, but I was never going to do that. So yeah, I sort of just stuck with the pack and went with the safe route of Hughes. Sort of the good thing about this score is that, either probably next week, I'm going to feel pretty content with trading Hughes back to Cleary, because he's had some big scores, but I still feel much more confident owning Nico Hines and obviously Cleary if he's goal kicking, right? I still feel like Hughes is a bit of a tough watch at times. He's got a good game against Newcastle. Even Manly, you could hold him for Manly at Amy Park. But yeah, I'm pretty happy to trade out Hughes. It's, a bit of a wasted trade potentially, but we were always going to Cleary, so it was just one extra trade, I guess, to save us. King Tongia, 18 points. Unfortunately, just didn't have a great game for liking King Tongia. I was hoping he would jag a decent score. It was a tough game against the Raiders, obviously, but now he's got a 50 break even. It's probably time to move him on. It's, interesting week. Obviously, you've got a couple of potentially what happens with the Warriors. There's definitely a good sniff at either Tamara Munn or Tanner Boyd. Tanner Boyd will be the goal kicker, about 300 odd K. Tamara Munn is down like mid 200s, but he is like, when he's played, he is an elite Supercoach scorer. So there's the opportunity there. I wouldn't have minded one more week to look at it, and we still could. I mean, it's only a 50 break even. Worst case, he scores like 20 again and drops a bit of cash, but it's not going to be he could jag 50 points, so I don't... Yeah, but then Warriors take on the Tigers. I don't know. We'll have a look. It might not need to be done this week, but we'll see. Our backline, Ruben Garrick, 107. It felt bad not captaining Garrick. He scored two tries, and then he got that try assist that thankfully did get taken off him. I thought it probably should. I know it was a bit of an interesting one. He did offload it to Tommy, who just went through some fucking terrible defense, but like, the fact that, I mean, Tedesco didn't get anything for the first try to Nwanganitawaze, so I think it's pretty fair that Garrick got that try assist taken off. I'm sure there's going to be people that are pretty pissed that Captain Garrick, but he didn't really do anything. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those 50-50s. He got given it at the time. I was pretty happy to see this morning that he downgraded the points, because he wouldn't have been super popular captain, but I mean, quite a few people would have vice captain Teddy and then wouldn't have looped the 70 odd. And then Garrick's 107, they would have, or like he was like 130, so yeah, would have taken that, but yeah, not bad. Nwanganitawaze, 107. This is the one trade in that I feel pretty good about making. He was unreal. And it could have been more. Like, I know I've said that a few times. I said it about Metcalf, but this could have been a massive score for Nwanganitawaze. Honest, like, in the opening few minutes, the offload to Rodwell, I mean, Rodwell, for all your life, would have scored that, but a crazy hold-up, so gets denied a try assist there. And even, like, just on the attack, there were quite a few times that Teddy, for some reason, just kept cutting out Nwanganitawaze. Now, I know they were sort of jamming in on him, but, like, just if Teddy just gives him the ball early, honestly, I reckon he gets another try, potentially another try. Like, he was carving up that edge. Like, poor old Lily didn't really have much of a shot in that one. And Gerald Skelton, you know, he was a bit in all sorts as well against them. So it could have been more. It could have been more if Teddy just gave him some early ball in that second half. The two times he did, he just went bang and scored. So, yeah, feel pretty good about the trade-in for Markey. And that's also why I was happy for him to be at centre, because I know the stats, he has scored better on the wing, but fuck, it's like he's similar in a sense to Herbie. Like, he's got the offloading, he's got the tackle busting. The base isn't as good, but just some early footy on the attacking line. Like, he's just so hard to stop. Karapani, 56 points. Again, beautiful. He's another interesting one, Karapani. I mean, up against the Titans this week, you're definitely not selling, but yeah, we'll see. I guess we'll see what we're going to do with him. He could be a hold. Like, it's Titans, then a bye, then Paris South. Like, it's a good little run for the Bronx. He's on that left side. Reece Walsh will be back fit after missing a week, which is sort of, I mean, it's actually worked out well for the Broncos. I'm back. Delivery just came. So what was I talking about? Karapani. Yeah, Reece Walsh, Karapani. So it sort of worked out perfectly for the Bronx because, yeah, he got an extra week off because he was 18th man and the Broncos won. So he's going to come back fresh. Broncos attack. Benny Hunt will be back. Ezra Mam's killing it. So Karapani, he genuinely could be a hold. It's just going to be a tough one. Like, you probably do play him, like, just for the upside, but you're going to have a stacked team, so we will decide what we're doing there. Billy Smith was the late out. Yeah, we'll see. I mainly just held him because it's another good matchup against the Dragons this week. He's got a low break even. I preferred to get rid of Hubner than Smith, but if Smith is out another week, then it's an easy trade of Smith up to... I mean, we got plenty of cash, so I can go up to Kiraz or somebody. So we'll see. Honestly, like, I don't want him to be out injured long term, but if he misses another week, it is a very easy trade. Like, we can just be like, okay, he's the guy to go. It makes it very easy for us. And we might, even if he plays, we might still do it. I don't know. We'll see. Drinky with a 99. I mean, he looked good. He looked good this game. I mean, the Cowboys, it was a tough game against the Storm. They almost pulled it out. Drinky was playing sensational. And he's turned it around. Obviously, a lot of people probably jumped off him when he was struggling, but he's pulled out a couple of big scores and still is a threat in attack with the goal kicking when he gets them. Tedesco with the 77. This was one game where you didn't update. Like, I thought he might get a few more points. I'm pretty sure there was a potential line break where he busted through, but he fell over that I don't think he got. There were a couple of there were a couple of points that he was probably a little unlucky not to get. Where is the line breaks? Oh my god, it's like, where are they? There they are. What do you get? Yeah, they only gave him one line break. Obviously, he didn't get the try assist. I don't think he got the try contribution to Nwangi Tawaze. Maybe he did, but like, yeah, he could have gone more. Obviously, he did get bailed out with that late try though as well, so he would have got like 40 odd points. So it's fine. We'll take a 77. Still a pretty good captaincy. There was nothing. I mean, yeah, there was nothing else really. We vice captained Hughes, so obviously we weren't going to loop that. So yeah, moving forward, the team is strong. It'll be interesting. Obviously, Pappenhausen was a laid out as well. Apparently just calf tightness, so he should be good to go next week, but we'll see. Honestly, it's one of those weeks where I don't mind if there's a few players missing. We've got a pretty stacked team. There's not too many players. Like, we're missing Garrick, Hosking, Kolamatangi, but everything else is pretty good. Payne Haas may or may not play, but we definitely have cover, so I feel pretty good going forward. We got 12 trades remaining, 700k in the bank, so like I said, Billy Smith could be a straight upgrade to Jacob Kiraz. I really want Kiraz in, so even if Billy Smith does play, we might still do that, because who else do I trade? I mean, you could trade Hiroti, but I still don't mind the hold of Hiroti. A back row, I mean, I wouldn't have minded bringing in like an Egers Crichton this week, even going early after Origin. I don't mind it at all. He's got a low break even. But then we might have to spend a trade on dummy halves. We might just have to pull the trigger and get in like a Connor. I don't know. I probably prefer Connor Watson just for the safety. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what you could do, you could trade Hosking to Watson. It doesn't help this week though, unfortunately. I was going to say you could do that, and then you could nuff out Mamazoulis to going next week, but you still wouldn't have a dummy half this week. So now you'd probably just bring in him a dummy half, and you could still get him going. You get him in the back row or whatever you want to do. I mean, you could actually, what you could fucking do at some point, you know, maybe Hiroti's out for longer, whatever. You could nuff out Hiroti, swing Bradley down to center wing, and then bring in going for Hiroti, basically. So there's options there. Moving forward, yeah, we'll just have to see how Origin plays out. Obviously, it is a tricky week with buys, but like I said, we don't have too many players that are going to be affected. And I guess the other player actually is King Tongia. Although, again, it's a 50 break even. We don't have to do it this week. Campbell should be back, so that will be nice. And then, yeah, we'll decide what we're going to do, if we're going to bring in a Tamara Martin or a Tanner Boyd. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the week. Not too much else to really talk about. I do have to wrap this one up a little quicker. I've got things to do, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting week. Obviously, pushing into the back end of the season now. We'll have more to talk about after Origin, and yeah, trying to push for that final team and a few pods potentially to hopefully sneak up, get into that top 1K if we can, and then see what we can do for the run home. But yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. Make sure to like and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.